Hey there, welcome back. Friends, in this video we will try to understand how we can list the data on the web page properly. Now, in order to do this, we will make use of our template, and this particular template, this particular project where we have added the header and footer is something which we have already seen. So we will try to make our overall web application a little more beautiful. Now friends, first of all, let us check out our home page. Our home page needs to be our index.jsp page, right? So first of all, let us create a home page. So I will right click, navigate to new and create a new JSP page. And we will give the name as index.jsp. And we will click on finish. Alright. And we will also create a yet another page, and this page would be an error page. So we will give the name as error.jsp. Alright. And now the content of these page would be very simple. Let us copy the content from the demo.jsp page. Let me copy the entire code, and we will discuss about this code in a minute. Let me paste this in here. So in here we are doing what? We are making use of the JSTL core tag, and using the core tag we are importing the header file. Then we are adding couple of divs so that we can display the information in a standard and proper manner. Now these divs are based on the template, and this is something which we have already discussed. Alright, and then finally we are also importing the footer file, which is cool, which is fantastic, and we will give the title as homepage. Alright, and in here we will type in home. Alright, so this looks good to me. Similarly, we will copy this content again, and we will navigate to error.jsp, and we will paste the content in here, and we will give the title as error page, and we will display the message as something went wrong. Alright, cool stuff. Alright, and now definitely we don't need this demo.jsp file, so let us also delete this. Now friends, as we know that by default there are like couple of welcome files available to us, and one of the default name is index.jsp. So in here let us directly run this application, and we would be able to see that our index.jsp page got loaded, and here is the output. Perfect. This is cool stuff. We will navigate to our header and footer later down the line, and we will try to modify these like navigation bar and the footer a little later down the line. But as of now, this is looking perfect. Then we will also add some other configuration for loading the error page if anything goes wrong. Now friends, many a time the web.xml file is very important. But when it comes to deployment descriptor 3.0 or above, web.xml file is optional, right? And in here, if we check, there is no web.xml file. Now friends, in order to handle the error page, we have something. So in order to handle this, we would require the deployment descriptor web.xml file. Now there is a easy way to create this. I will highlight this project. I will right click, and we will navigate to this Java EE tools, and we will try to generate the deployment descriptor stub, and the file will get generated inside this webinf folder. And here is some of the content again. Alright, now we would be adding an entry for the error page. And the way of adding the error page entry is again very simple, and we need to add this tag error page, then error code, and then definitely the location. In our case, the location is error.jsp. Here we go. So this looks good to me. Now for example, I navigate to home page and I add in some random text. Then definitely the error page needs to be loaded. Now in order to load the error page, definitely we need to restart the web server. And now if we navigate to some random URL on our application, then definitely our error page will load it. Alright, so this is cool stuff. Now let us try to understand how our application is working. In our application, we have two files, index.jsp and error.jsp, and these files are getting loaded because of our deployment descriptor. One of the file as index.jsp, which is one of the welcome file, and the error page is nothing but our error page. So this is cool stuff. Let me close all of these tabs, And now let us navigate to our project which we have built in our last video. In our last video, we have created this project which help us to load to connect with the database, right? So let me quickly run this demo.java file, and here is the output, which is perfect. If I show you, here is the servlet and here is the content, in fact, and the content is based on this URL pattern /demo, which is cool stuff, and we are able to connect with the database. Now moving forward, we will try to implement the logic from this particular what we say piece of code in our existing application, and then we will move forward. So let me create a servlet first of all. So in here I will highlight this src folder and we will create a new servlet, and we will give the name of the package as org.steadyeasy. Name of the class would be home controller. And let us do one thing. Let us also add in a yet another what we say level in our package, and it would be based on controller. All right, so everything seems to be good enough, and the mapping would be the home mapping. It would be simply /, and we will remove this particular mapping. All right. Now we don't need the doPost method as of now, and we also don't need the constructor from the super class as of now. Let us click on finish now. All right, so this looks good to me, and all right, so everything is cool enough. All right, now let me expand this, and let me also get rid of all of these comments real quick. From now onwards, all the requests would be served by this servlet. So this is cool stuff. Now, if I try to execute this particular application without making any further changes, then what would be the impact? And here is our home page. Perfect. Now friends, for example, we try to, navigate to some random URL. Then what happens is, if we handles all the requests by using this / as a URL mapping, in that case, as we are handling all the requests, the error page will not get loaded. So that is again something which you need to know. Now personally, what I do, I never make use of a /. I rather try to standardize the URL patterns based on the controller. For example, this is the home controller, so I will give the URL pattern as home. So that is something I usually do, but that is something else. If you are handling all the requests, if you are giving the URL pattern as /, then error handling needs to be done in the servlet itself. All right, now let me rerun this application real quick, and let me show you how the application will respond now. Alright, so now here is our web page. Now definitely we haven't added any code on our servlet, which is perfect, but we are able to see that our application is not crashing. And if we navigate to the base URL, then we will get the home page, and if we navigate to some random URL, then we will get the error page. Perfect. So overall, couple of setting up things are done. There are like many things in order to get started. In our next video, we will try to understand how we can list the data on the web page. So something interesting is coming up. The setup part is done. All right, so this is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.